What about if you talk about Grandpa Woody and Grandma Susie?
It's a long time before I really began to know them.
Mm-hmm.
I must have been about at least 6 years old before I knew them. Maybe 5 years old because Uncle Billy was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived in Monica Hill on a farm in a big 2-story house where my father was the foreman of the people that worked on the farm. Just acres and acres of ground. And my father just about worked 7 days a week. And so every December that I can remember, he couldn't go to Virginia with us for Christmas, but he would always get somebody that was staying at the house to take his car and drive us to Virginia. And we would go down there and I forget the name of the town now, this log cabin, 2-story home, and stay for at least a week during the Christmas holidays. And Aunt Kate was still a single woman, Uncle Jack and Uncle Sport, they were still single, living at their mother and father home, log cabin. And we would have a lot of fun. Me and Aunt Doris would sleep with Aunt Kate in a big straw bed. And it'd be the winter time, snow. And we'd wake up in the morning and snow would be all over our blankets. And it was just no heaters in the house or anything, fireplaces. And old Victoria was the music. I don't even remember any radios being in the house. But anyway, Uncle Jack and would always ask me and Aunt Doris that we want to ride on the sled hooked up to mules to go down to the creek to get the butter, because you know there were no refrigerators during that time. Now you're talking about way back in the late 30s, maybe the early 30s, around 35 or 30, 1936. And so Aunt Doris and I, we would bundle up real good, put on these heavy clothes, get on the back of the sled and go down there and to the creek, and they would get barrels of water. I don't even remember them having any pumps at the house. If they did, they were kind of out in the yard, but I don't remember pumps. I only remember them going down getting water in the barrels. And they'd go down there and get the butter. Anything that would melt or get soft, they had down at the creek wrapped up so it could stay nice and cold in the water. And it was just, and then we would go back during the summertime. Grandpa would make provisions for us to go back during the summer and stay there a week. And that's when I really began to know my grandmother and grandfather. And everybody would come home that were working out in the fields and working at the, I call it the lumber yard, would come in for lunch. And how they know it was time, especially if they were out in the fields. I'm talking about Grandpa brothers. Grandma Susie would tell me I could go outside and ring the bell. And they had a high bell on a pole. And I would go out there and pull that rope and ring that bell for everybody to come in from the fields and have lunch. And that was my job during the summer. Pull that bell for lunch. That's enough for right now.